Morning to all. This is for class 6 MSc. Class 6. Today I am going to start your chapter number 6. It is on page number 31. Take the lead, the attitude motivator. So the concept of this chapter is a good leader is just responsible and has moral courage. She lead by examples and has consideration for the welfare and growth of his or her colleagues. An ideal leader is sensitive to the needs and aspirations of his or her subordinates and set achievable standard before others. She does not lead you by hand but simply show the way and make the goal attainable with his or her insight, experience and expertise. A good leader is mentor, not a task maker. A good leader is one who knows the way, goes the way and shows the way. So the concept of this chapter is about leadership, how a good leader should be. A good leader should be always responsible and he should have the moral courage. He should have consideration for the growth of his colleague. Also, an ideal leader should always be aware about the needs and aspiration of his colleague and should set a achievable target. Actually, the leader does not lead his team by hand, but he simply show the way to achieve the goal. A good leader is always a mentor and he is not a task maker. So a good leader is one who knows the way, goes the way and show the way to their colleagues. So now coming on to overview. I had never been worried about the earth. I am worried about human being. I am trying to understand what India is all about, what India's people are all about. And that is how I stumbled upon the earth and that is why earth became important to me. So, these are the words spoken by Anil Agarwal, who is the founder of Center for the Science and Environment. So, he is saying that I am never worried about the earth, but I am worried about the people living on earth. I am trying to understand what India is all about and what are the type of India's people. So these words were spoken by the noted environmentalist and founder of the Center for the Science and Environment, that is CSC, based at Dehradun, Anil Agarwal. So Anil Agarwal said these words. Who is Anil Agarwal? Anil Agarwal, an alumnus of India Institute of Technology, Kanpur, gave up a lucrative career in engineering to spread here the most effective and relevant environment movement in the country, which address the human-environment link, laying stress not on conversation but on human substance and the population's dependence on the nature for survival. So Anil Agarwal had done the engineering from IIT, that is Indian Institute of Technology. It is in Kanpur, and he had given the most effective and relevant environmental movement in the country, which is also addressed as the human environment link. Now, in 3 decades of dedication service to the poor of this country, he established a standard model for the government policies on rural development and utilization of the natural produce. So, from last 3 decades, he is serving to the poor people. During this, he established a modern government policies on the rural development and established a natural produce. Introduced the pioneering concept of gross national product, that is GNP, and was successful in molding public consciousness about the need for the sustainable development. He did all this and much more by virtue of his acumen to lead and guide an entire generation of technocrats, bureaucrats, teachers, journalists, and common citizens on the path of the environmental conservation and natural resource management. So he had introduced the GNP and was successful in modeling the public consciousness, because that sustained the need of the development. And also he did much more in order to guide the whole generation of teachers, bureaucrats, then journalists, and also the common citizen in the path of environmental conservation. Now Anil founded the CSE. CSE means Center for the Science Education, India's first environmental NGO to analyze and study the environment development citizen relationship. The CSE Citizen Report on India's environment and level of its degradation and its impact on the people set on the benchmark for consequent public thought and state policies. The Citizens Report influenced the G77 position in negotiation leading up to the Framework Convention on Climate Change. It was the first time that the issue of equity has been raised on the global platform in context of the global warming. So, Anil Agarwal had founded the CSC, which is India's first environmental NGO. And in this, he added the India's citizen in order to report the India environment and the level of disintegration. So, by doing this process, the first time the issue of equity had arisen on the global platform in context of global warming. Now, Anil followed Nobel laureates Gunnar Myrdal's advice. You have the biggest strength in your country. It is a democracy. If you think there is something you want to change, you have the power to change it. Democracy allows you to change it. He used the power of democracy to drive his campaign. He allowed no one to come in his way, however powerful, and to achieve his aim, he reached out to all sections of the society, the media, concerned citizens, students, civil society institutions, industries, government officials, and politicians. So Gunnar Myrdal advised to Anil that you are having the biggest strength in your country. And what is that strength? That is democracy. That means your country is democracy, and that is why you has the power to do whatever you want to. You can bring the change according to your own. So he used the power of democracy to drive his campaign. And also he achieved his aim. He reached out to all the society, to the media, to the concerned citizen, then students, industries, and also politicians. Now, he had this question uppermost on his mind. How can India best use science and technology to meet the need of its people? He travelled widely, met all sections of the people, argued and discussed with policymakers, and involved all in his quest for a better system for utilizing sustainable resources that nature gifted mankind bountifully. He emphasized the need for the holistic enrichment of the village ecosystem, including cropland, grazing land, forest land, surface and groundwater, the energy system, and the livestock system. So always Anil thought in his mind that how I should make India best in the use of science and technology, so that it should meet the need of the people. So regarding this, he travelled all over the country and he meet the people, he discussed with them that what is your policy and all, and he also find out how to make the better system for utilizing the sustainable resources, that is nature gifted mankind. So he met the people and find out the need of the village ecosystem, that is cropland, grazing land, forest land, surface and groundwater, and the energy. So today till here it is enough. In next class I will explain you the remaining part. Till then, thank you.